Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's Rekt Capital. What's going on, guys? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Yesterday I posted an article, Bitcoin crashes, deeper correction ahead, yes or no? And this article was sponsored by PrimeXBT. And the thing about this current situation in the market is that many people are experiencing a bit of bearish euphoria. And the thing about bearish euphoria is, just like bullish euphoria, euphoria works in both ways, and we're going to always overextend targets towards the upside if we're euphoric to the bull side, and we're also going to overextend targets towards the downside when we're bearish. And many people on crypto Twitter are talking about low targets, but once the market stabilizes, so does the psychology of its participants. So we're going to see a different shift. We're going to see a shift in these targets towards the downside over time. But I want to just share my view with you guys on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So yesterday I posted this article and we're going to talk about how we've seen a change, because not much has changed since yesterday. So yesterday I spoke about the fake out to 12,400. This was the breakout from this continuation structure, and really, Ethereum had a very similar structure, a little bit different, more skewed towards continuation. You could always argue this was going to be a rising wedge on Bitcoin, but at the moment, Bitcoin followed Ethereum. So Ethereum first broke out from its structure, and Bitcoin followed suit with a breakout to 12,400. So the market synchronized. It resynchronized. My point here is that Ethereum was carrying the market for a long time. Ethereum was leading the market and Bitcoin was lagging behind Ethereum until it broke out to 12,400. So the market has resynchronized to an extent, but as you'll notice as we talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum in this video, you'll notice that Bitcoin was actually falling a lot faster and a lot stronger. The momentum on the sell side was stronger for Bitcoin than on Ethereum, and you'll notice this in the charts. But in any case, what I was talking about yesterday on Twitter, as well as in the article, is that a breakdown, this was a failed retest of the top of the structure, and we're going to see a relief rally towards the resistance over here. So that relief is just going to confirm this 11,950 resistance as a resistance once again, and then reject towards the bottom right over here. So that's around 11,400, 11,500, depending on the exchange that you're using. So since then, of course, we have rebounded, or at least rallied towards this region over here, and we've printed a wick. So not much is happening at the moment, just a small bounce, but I just want to zoom out to emphasize the weekly perspective, because we have had a historic weekly close for the first time since late November 2017. We had a weekly close above this order block, this historical area of supply, where we saw rejection, and rejection time and time again, but we're not seeing that. So there's solid bullish momentum creeping up above this level, and we have tested it as a support. We've tested this previous area of supply as a new area of demand, but we're gonna be sinking back into this region once again this week, just to reaffirm that bullish momentum, just to reaffirm that there is still reason to be bullish. And until this region is lost, I wouldn't be overly bearish, and that's something we need to really focus on. Take it level by level. There's no need to talk about 10,800, and although that's a perfectly rational region to look for, there's no reason to talk about it unless we've lost this region right over here, and we haven't done that yet. We're still above here, and we're still maintaining the highs quite nicely. So that's one of the regions that we need to focus on. And of course, guys, if you want to read this article in a bit more detail, because there are lots of cool details here, check out the link in the description down below. Feel free to check out the article. This is the 10,800 region that I was talking to you about. And of course, this is the post-halving range we've broken out from. Beautiful breakout into 10,800, a monthly close above there. And this candle, quite volatile, but it has pulled back into 10,800 already to test it as a new support. And now we're just hovering above this region at 11,700. So far, so good. There's been a picture perfect breakout, pullback, retest, successful retest, and trend continuation play. But now we're just hanging about at the highs, and we might be dipping a bit, but we still haven't really lost that crucial region right over here. So nothing really to get too bearish about, but this is of course the monthly level that we need to keep in mind, because these two levels, 11,400, 600 and 10,800, those are the key points to think about on the retrace for Bitcoin. Take it level by level. As for Ethereum also following Bitcoin after breaking out. So this breakout came a lot earlier than Bitcoin, and it looks much healthier. And then the sell side momentum wasn't that strong. It actually took 5 days for Ethereum to drop a similar amount to Bitcoin. So you can actually see that Ethereum is dropping a little bit less. The momentum is much smaller. So very interesting to see that the market has resynchronized. Although Bitcoin has broken back into its structure, Ethereum hasn't. And in fact, it's heading towards this region over here for a retest attempt of this structure. And so far, in today's chart, we're seeing the very beginnings of that happen. So far, so good. The market has slightly resynchronized when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum, but Bitcoin breaking back into its structure and Ethereum not, and actually retesting this region, shows a lot of good things about Ethereum and strength skewing towards Ethereum rather than Bitcoin. Ethereum could still lead the market going forward because we are resynchronizing at times, but then again, Ethereum is once again taking back the power in the market and carrying the market with it. So very interesting to see the strength on Ethereum, but in any case, bull flag retest coming here for Ethereum. It's already happening, in the process of happening, so we might see a bounce from 390 roughly speaking. That would be very healthy from a technical standpoint, but in any case, we just have to bear in mind that Ethereum has broken past a very key resistance, a multi-year resistance. The last time it did that was in December or at least November 2017, before we saw a tremendous upside to new all-time highs over here. So this sort of pullback here is a pullback in a new bull market. So it's really important to just understand that we are enjoying a new uptrend, and every growth cycle experiences natural pullbacks, and one of those pullbacks is happening now. This is a dip in an early bull market, and we could dip towards this bull flag support for a retest, but if this retest fails, we'll rebound from this region over here just to maintain this uptrend. And that's what Bitcoin and Ethereum need to do. They need to keep these uptrend lines to remain in their technical uptrends. So Bitcoin, analogous situation right over here, and Bitcoin is a little bit further along in that journey to keeping the uptrend. So technical uptrends are still very much intact for both Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they're still very much intact on the macro scale, which is even more important. And that's something we need to really stress, because there's no reason to be bearish, because Ethereum could still fall to as far as 380 or at least 360, which is the top of this macro 160, 360 channel from which Ethereum broke out from. And Bitcoin could still retrace to as far as 9,650 to even the lower 9,000s and still maintain bullish momentum and maintain that bullish perspective going forward. So there's still a lot of room for error for Bitcoin and Ethereum to retrace while still maintaining a bullish stance on the macro scale. When it comes to Litecoin, many people have been talking about how you should draw this multi-year downtrending resistance dating back to mid-December 2017. So I've drawn most of the combinations over here, and we've broken one downtrend out of 4 of them. So I also called the Bitcoin downtrend break earlier than most people. Many people are also telling me that you should draw the trend line differently and all that. And the same thing is happening now. And the thing about that is that I do like to call these things early, because once we break the top trend line right over here, that's a massive move that has already happened before you actually build a position, say, once you break past this downtrending resistance over here. So that's a tremendous amount of movement that you can potentially lose out on, and the signs are still quite positive for Litecoin. Even though we could still dip to as far as $51, that would be very healthy. But even if we don't get that, we could retest one of these downtrending resistances as a new support and then challenge for $66 once again, which needs to be turned into support to rally towards $80. That's the gist of it. But in any case, I do like to draw my trend lines in a certain way, and in my opinion, the downtrend is over, but I can see, objectively speaking, why many people would think that that isn't the case. But the flip side of that is that I am also looking at different indicators that I haven't been talking about, which give me confidence in the fact that the downtrend is over. So we don't actually have to focus on the downtrend per se to have that confidence that the downtrend is over. But you can actually look at different indicators which are a little bit more complex, but give you even more confidence in the downtrend being over, because they give you a much clearer picture on what's going on rather than just a trend line right over here. So in any case, that's about it for today's video update. Thank you so much for watching today. Please consider dropping a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. I'm Rekt Capital, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Speak soon.